All right, let's break down one of the most fundamental yet so often overlooked principles of building wealth. We're not talking about some complicated formula here. It really boils down to a single powerful habit that honestly can change everything. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought to yourself, if I just got that big raise, all my money problems would disappear? It's a super common belief, right? That earning more money is the real key to wealth. But is it the whole story? Well, it turns out real wealth isn't so much about the amount of money you earn, it actually comes down to a simple decision. What you do the very moment that money hits your bank account. It's all about the sequence, what you do first. And that brings us to this idea of a fork in the road. Think about it. Every single time you get paid, you're standing at this fork, and you have to make a choice. And the path you choose pretty much determines your entire financial future. Let's look at these two paths. Here they are, the two completely opposite ways of thinking. On one side, you have the spend first mentality, where you plan to invest whatever might be left over at the end of the month. And on the other, you have invest first, where you spend what's left after you invest. This one little switch, it makes all the difference. So let's go down that first path, the one that, let's be honest, most of us fall into without even thinking about it. This is what we call the spend first trap. And it's the number one reason so many people, even people who earn a lot of money, feel like they're just running in place. And the reason this trap is so, well, sneaky is because of a little something called lifestyle creep. You know what I'm talking about. You get a raise and suddenly your rent goes up, you get a nicer car, you add a few more subscriptions. Your spending just naturally expands to eat up whatever money is available, leaving absolutely nothing behind. So when you're stuck in that spend first mindset, what happens to building wealth? It becomes an afterthought. It's something you'll get to, later with whatever's left over. But because of lifestyle creep, there are almost never any leftovers. Okay, but what about that other path? This is where things get really powerful. Let's look at how a simple change in habit creates a totally different outcome. This is the invest first advantage. It's the proactive strategy that financially successful people use to build wealth on purpose. Look at how this just flips the entire script. The money comes in and boom, before you pay a single bill, before you buy a single coffee, a portion of it is automatically moved into your investments. This makes building wealth non-negotiable. It's not something you might do, it's the very first thing you always do. And then you simply live on whatever is left. So where's that money going? Well, this is the exciting part. It goes to work for you. You put it into assets, things like stocks, maybe a business, other long-term investments. These are things that have the potential to grow and make even more money, all on their own. Your money stops being just something to spend and starts being a tool that builds your future. This whole thing really comes down to one core principle, a fundamental shift in how you think about money. Seriously, if you take away only one thing from all this, please make it what's on these next two slides. Just let that sink in for a second. Wealth isn't an accident. It's not the spare change you happen to find in your account at the end of the month. It is not built from the scraps. No, it is built from priorities. It's an intentional choice. It's you telling your money where it needs to go, instead of looking back and wondering where it all went. That's the entire mindset shift right there. And that brings us right back to where we started. This whole idea, it's not some secret reserved for the super rich. It's actually how people get rich. The size of your paycheck is way less important than the habit of paying yourself, your future self first. So as we wrap this up, the final question really isn't for me, it's for you. Your next paycheck is coming. You're going to be standing at that fork in the road again. You know the two paths. So, which one will you choose? What will you do first?